wanting to play and having you drop it twice early on in the event to get knocked out would be pretty rough. Big trying to bounce back after a close, narrow loss on Nuke, 16-14 to Astralis in map number 1.
Yeah, you'd want to see Big continue with the good start that they have on Nuke, just on a map that's maybe a little bit more familiar to them. And it looks like we're already off to the races, right? Off the bat, 3 versus 3. glaive looks like he got 2 to start the round with. And inside of the B bomb site, Config in the back with a pistol. It's so crisp. Oh, headshots all across the board. No entry. That's what I'm hearing.
Something.
Yeah.
Wildebeest.
It sounded like, yeah, possibly that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, look, this is how we always kind of talk about. Oh, here's glaive's 2 kills, hold the thought with the dualies. Didn't look the prettiest, but he gets the job done. This was pretty, however, just tapped it away with the USB. It's always the conversation we have about Config is no matter what kind of form he's in over a long period of time, it's just like, look, like it's just if it happens, he's a guy who's just going to win you a series every once in a while. And if he has another performance on Dust2 like he did on Nuke, that's exactly what he will provide this Astralis team. And moving them forward into the group stage.
Yeah, that would be something. Wallbang shot there to take down syrsoN. It's one of those players that sometimes, you know, a little bit vocal, emotional about his own performance. Oh, well, hold the phone. Down the middle. Farlig went down there as well. What a disaster it would have been. Now, there's still a chance here to recover everything. A lot of damage on the Keto and Tamsin, and a Sip in a very awkward position. More tags coming in with a scout. Good flashbang, enough to take the kill against him. Oh no, this is very awkward. Config is still alive. Nade, yep, it's gonna land right on top, but they live. They're still alive to make it through the round. I can't believe it. Bomb has been planted, and now Farlig and Config 2 versus 4 to try and scrape this round back there. Everyone on the Big side is a couple of bullets away from death.
These Deagle rounds, these low buy rounds that Big has had have been such a thorn in Astralis. It was the story of Nuke trying to survive these exact buys. It took them so long to get it underneath. It took them all that second half.
They're not going to go for it either.
No, you can't. I mean, there's no way you can realize that everyone is on such low HP. The only last remaining chance there was Zipex up in the A bomb site, having 3 players that are tagged down very low. But as you said, the flashbang absolutely perfect to take his attention away. Good shooting from Big. They're going to respond an immediate rebuttal. They win round 2. Same thing happened on Nuke as well. Astralis wins the first half pistol round, loses the second round. That one was to time. This one obviously to Deagle headshots.
Yeah, and I mean, it all happened so quickly. These 2 kills, trying to stay a bit aggressive. Each of them walk into a separate Deagle.
Yeah, when 2 kills happen that quickly together as well, there's like no chance that you can really kind of plug that hole that it's created.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't even get the warning of saying, wait a minute, this round is spiraling out of control. Try and slow it down a little bit. It's
or
like,
I'm going for a peek, someone shift here.
Yeah.
You got nothing.
Well, they still have some of the fight within this round, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty quick hit flash to go through. glaive, not a bad spot. Smoke going up. Oh, it's finally gone the other side with a scout, though, so he can't stop that many players. The MP9, though, is doing a lot of work, and blameF with the Deagle will show up. And that is the bomb on the ground. Big, super committed to pushing through that.
I think they had to have known as well that that was a bad idea, and they just tried to force the issue. They were really trying to hit an uppercut there. Good job from glaive. Well, you got to say, first of all, great flashbang from Farlig to allow glaive to peek into upper dark, get the information, hearing the footsteps of players jumping out of danger, spotting a couple more, dropping that smoke. Perfect play from glaive.
I was so worried because if they take glaive, then coming through, you know, smoke is never great, but against a scout, it might be like, okay, well, we can do this. But then obviously blameF showing up at the same time. So yeah, everything working out. Crimbo just trying to walk away, save the FAMAS if you can for a long, long time.
They were so committed. They really pressed the issue to try and get through that smoke. Remember yesterday as well, if you watched the Outsiders game, Big Outsiders match, as well. Dust2 was a really back and forth affair. There was like
9 rounds.
There was 8 or 9 rounds that were just like exchanged back and forth between the 2 teams. Neither one able to gain control, neither one able to gain momentum. So see if they fall prey to that same kind of a situation today. At least for the first 3 rounds, it's back and forth.
3rd round, and yeah, it goes the way of Astralis with a nice timing flash peek and a smoke. Good setup.
Yeah, I mean, the setup just gets kind of triggered and put in place right at the perfect moment. That was like maybe a second away from disaster, 2 seconds away from disaster. Long save for the FAMAS. 2-1 for Astralis. They are one map up in the series, and as we've referenced a number of times, this is an elimination series. One of these teams is going home after these maps played today. One team moves on to the group stage of IEM Cologne.
Well, let's see what Big have in store for us in this upcoming round. They save the FAMAS, they pick up a Galil, Scout, and 2 Deagles behind it, and not an irrelevant amount of smokes either. Enough that they could do some damage. Config's fighting down the middle in one of those situations where you think, well, gotta be real careful again. But on the other hand, it is Config. I don't know, it must be so difficult sometimes to sort of, as a teammate of his, to watch him play, because you think, you want to say, don't take the risk, it's too dangerous, but at the same time, he's so efficient that you also don't want to put the leash too hard on him either.
No, you have to let him loose. You have to let loose the beast. Let him do his thing. FAMAS brought down to 41 HP, that's Crimbo. Had a spectacular nuke in a loss. So did Keto. They're both going to try and carry those performances over here to map number 2. Towards long we go. Right at Zipix, playing at the corner. He's going to have Farlig with an AWP at Car.
They need to get past this corner to begin with, otherwise none of this is going to matter. But Keto is up on the catwalk, trying to put a bit of pressure on. Flashbang is great, but Farlig there to help and save Zip at least for half a second. Tabs and swings for it with a Galil instead, and now it's back into a 3-on-3, still just under 40 seconds. There is a flank coming out, Config looking for it, and Glaive handling that just fine. Super important. That might actually be the round-winning kill right there. Config, they're out in the open, no coverage whatsoever, and he'll take both of them down, no problem. 6-0 on him to start this map with, and a nice little lead building for Astralis.
Yeah, however, they weren't able to pick up the AWP. So that's an expensive weapon that's lost. At least a small, tiny victory for Big there. What a weird defense in this round, though, to allow it to kind of... That was actually... It didn't look like it by the way the round ended up playing out, but that was a very dangerous round. To have Zipix at the corner and Farlig at Car and no one at Railing, no one dedicated to Pit as well. You're already kind of pinched as it is, especially when Zipix gets forced off the angle at long. Strauss might have gotten away with one there on an awkward rotation. Nade lands at the feet of Crimbo for 659 damage. Nailed it.
Eventually. Listen, no math live on the stream. There's a reason it's a rule, Jason.
I always get lured into it. It always feels so easy. When I look at the numbers, it seems easy.
It's right there for the taking. Deep nade right on top of Tizian. And they're going to try, at the very least, to go up catwalk. Maybe try and run for a bomb plant if you can get past Farlig. Maybe there's a chance. Actually, now there's a second player here as well, so maybe not so much. blameF, nice little nades land on top, and they're really getting chewed up, trying to get in. No bomb plant allowed, no kills either. So Astralis must be loving life right now. After that comeback on Nuke and starting, even a little bit of a hiccup here in the second round, they're up 4-1. They have some good money that's building. I don't think they've been in this position so far yet in this best of 3, so it's got to feel like something cool is happening at the very least, even if it's early.
Yeah, still early, but I look at this point, any good vibes you've got going within the team, you're gonna take it and try and run with it as far as it'll go. All picked up for syrsoN. Farlig still hasn't reinvested in the AWP after losing it 2 rounds ago. So a sniper advantage here for syrsoN in this round at number 6. blameF going to back away from the double doors.
Very curious how much Config's performance here is going to influence Big.
Oh, that's...
Well, he did spot people with a peek.
Yeah, he got something. I don't know what the entire plan was because the timing of that is weird as well. And now look how exposed the A bomb site is. The follow-up defender is blameF, and he's on the ramp trying to make his way into the bomb site. All he can do is delay. Glaive has gone down, and I think it's time for Astralis to save.
I completely agree. Yeah, that's the kind of jump you make at the start of the round to look into lower dark. That's fine, but that deep into a round...
Yeah, it was very, very odd, very uncomfortable. It didn't look good either.
Okay, well, when Config's playing like this, and you know he's over at that mid to sort of to B part of the map, you got to make you wonder if Big are going to be more incentivized to try to lean a little bit more to the A-bomb side, try and move away from Config just a tiny bit.
I think certainly at the early going, go away from him and see if you can establish some success over at the A-bomb site and start, you know, let Config, you know, A, cool down, and B, maybe start making him a little bit nervous that he's not getting involved in some of the rounds. Start making him feel really uncomfortable that he's not having the impact he'd like. See what you can do there. Good job from Big to take some of these weapons away. There is enough money built up to have another full buy for Astralis moving forward into the next round. Farlig's going to have the ult back in his hands. But this is kind of like two head-scratching A defense rounds early on in the map. So we'll keep an eye on that for Astralis. If that's going to be an issue, that's where you wonder if they can pull Config out of his comfort zone.
Kiddo's like, sweet. I'm taking it. Yeah, you're right. And especially with someone like Config, I mean, if he gets bored over there, he might start to be a little bit more aggressive and start to move around a bit more, and maybe that's how you catch him. Maybe there's an eventual mistake in there somewhere. syrsoN, I kind of like that idea. Maybe almost had the timing for it. tiziaN, quick out long, and almost felt like you could have swung for it. It'll be Keto instead. Farlig, very uncomfortable, and zero impact with the AWP. Double swing, and unless Config can come in here with a huge double or triple, it's not going to matter, and the pre-fire is already in. tiziaN, Sorbo's coming, and these are back-to-back rounds where Astralis just get wiped out.
Oh, that's just as we just kind of set it up. If the A defense isn't going to be able to stop you, there's, as I mentioned, this is now like the third, like, you know, pretty weak A defense round where they can't even turn the corner. If Big can establish the fact that they can take long, they can destroy the A defense, this is about to be a really rough Dust2. If you cannot hold on to long and come up with a plan to keep it away from Big, you're going to have a really tough time.
It's incredibly awkward the way that they're out on long again, you know, sort of not committed to take the fight at the long corner and pit, you know, all the way deep down there, and not really falling back so that they're really safe from the swing and the grenades, and sort of halfway there.
I wonder if the adjustment moving forward for Astralis, maybe at least one or two rounds, maybe pick a round that you think Big is going to actually come for a long play again, and you mix it up. Throw 4 players there. We see some teams actually, you know, do that smoke in mid, throw 4 players over towards long, just so they have the utility for the counter nades. If it is a long take, they've got the extra flashbangs so they can just kind of bomb and make it look good. The problem with that becomes, where do the mind games come in? Because Big has now established, you know, they're starting to build a pattern of success at this A bomb site, so now they can start using that to leverage more success elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, good to see that on the Big side they weren't too frustrated losing Nuke as well. They still seem to be mentally in it. Tamsin's getting a little bit frustrated, but also a little bit happy probably that they're winning these rounds. Mixed emotions all across the board, moving into the 8th round. Yeah, that A defense. You're right there, but I mean, there's really not, there's not much left, especially if it's both Catwalk and Long that's suffering from issues. It's just not going to be easy. There are teams that give up on holding Long and just almost play Catwalk and retake and just hope to do enough damage as you're crossing over. So that's a possibility. But then again, Big is an incredibly resourceful team on this map in terms of sort of variety of strategies, so they can do a lot with very little map real estate. Yeah,
don't let the result yesterday against Outsiders fool you if you were looking it up before this map started. They are a very proficient Dust2 team. Nades out. 2 M4s for Astralis, and Deagle in a 5-7. Farlig stuck on the USP, the Opera trying to save some money. blameF and Glaive with those M4s. One at the B bomb site, one in CT spawn.
Sit within pretty good range with a 5-7 here. Crouching down behind the barrel. Probably going to be a lot of nades coming around the corner before they go for it, but kind of position where you could get 2 quick headshots. Flashbang will force him off the corner, and they definitely hear him running away, so easy kill for tiziaN, and no danger of the 5-7. But a pistol we've seen more and more.
Yeah, they can do some work. People have started getting into it. That and the dualies have had a little bit of a resurgence.
Still,
well, for the dualies, it's maybe their first time in Sun.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
No love for the shotgun still, though.
Yeah. No.
Bison had its heyday, but that's gone too.
Sure, I think you were even a proponent of the follow-up heyday from the Bison. You thought the Bison was going to have a...
Bison and Tech9 was my more bullets, you know.
50% there, another throwback to your school days.
Okay.
Keto with a nice headshot onto Farley. Glave's gonna step up. Oh, if he gets taps in, it's on. This round is doable. 3-on-3, 2 M4s in the board in config. Oh, this flank though. This flank from Crimbo could be everything.
Yeah, they just had no way of knowing, no way of even suspecting it. Trying to get the shot in there, config. You need that one deke for this round to even be possible once again. 2-on-2, and blameF is Molotov'd out. He's picked up a gun, but he's gonna be taken away from him just at the same time. Only 6 seconds left. It's blameF to get that one. Oh, you need to be quick, Crimbo, and I think he has it. 1 versus 1 is on. blameF rotating back down below. He does have a defuse kit. Crimbo is not ready for it. He just runs out. Absolutely mind-gamed, and blameF able to hit the shot. That is a huge round coming out from Astralis.
I don't think blameF thought that was going to be that easy.
No.
I think he expected maybe you catch him off guard coming up the ramp way later than it was. Just the fact that Crimbo swings out so wide trying to cross might have actually even just caught blameF off guard. Well done from Astralis. Glaive over the flames. Excuse me, blameF over the flames. And then a big clutch. Frustration from Crimbo. 5-3, Astralis snatch a round away.
Different level of frustration sometimes when you say you miss an aim duel versus someone and they just, you know, they have the crispier aim in that moment. That's one thing, but always feels really bad. I feel like it's worse when you get completely outgamed and you sort of like, they just had your number in that round. It feels not good.
Yeah. Flashbang over, trying to go for fast mid stats. Config behind the smoke, jumping. He's in danger. He doesn't even realize it yet, and there it is. Keto walking right through. And what's up, Glaive? You've got it up, and you've got all to do. Everyone going to start converging on your position. Another smoke drop down to allow them to get close into the B tunnels.
Yeah, he has hit every single shot, and look at how wide they're swinging. Crimbo making up for last round with that one. And even just widening the angle like that is so hard for Glaive, because even if he were to get the flick on the Crimbo there, there's going to be more people, you know, immediately flooding out, and they're going to swing the other way, basically. So just getting that deep angle is going to be real important. Nicely done in terms of catching config in the middle with that really fast push. And this is a round where Astralis had 3 people hard on A long. They really wanted to stop that A push from big. They thought maybe this would be the round. Tabson's going to be going down, but back and forth we go again. Going to be 4-5 now. Yeah,
that's a huge kill for Xyp9x to get. If he can hold on to this AWP, it'd be fantastic. Farlig hasn't really been putting up the same performances that we saw towards the end of Nuke, but you still want to keep that AWP in his hands as much as possible, and this turns into a stalemate in this 2-on-2. Big one, nothing to do with the hunt any longer. 1 round lead for Astralis after a big victory at the B bomb site.
Nobody really being allowed to establish too much control here. That one is important. But you can see right on the other side, them really shrinking the angle that he can be behind the box there, so.
You can see how uncomfortable Glaive was in that situation as well with the AWP in hands. Not too experienced on the weapon in that kind of a scenario and didn't really know where to take it next. 5-4, timeout is called.
And I don't think Glaive even knew if there were more people coming into the middle either, so yeah, a lot of angles to hold all at the same time.
Astralis talking things over. They have to buy up some weapons, drop them over to teammates, so the final buy before the defensive money runs out. And then you never know how big of a lead the German side would be able to build.
They could go on a nice run right now if they pull together this round. That would be awesome. syrsoN not really spotting anything there. Danger down the middle. Config jumping around with the MP9, but he's not seeing anything either. And again, 3 post up on long, at least at the beginning, just to make sure if there's a rush that they're ready for it. But it looks like instead they're going to be trying to go for Farlig with the AWP, and that is a different piece to Glaive inside of the bomb site. Keto gets sacrificed, and they want nothing more of that.
Yeah, they quite obviously wanted nothing to do with the op. They bailed out real quick. That lurk smoke is going to keep some players here for the defense. Although Crimbo still is challenging behind it just a little, picking up some extra nades, I believe. So catwalk control for Tizian, but it's a 5-on-4 for Astralis. And actually, it looks like Big might not even change their plans. At least a whole lot. Perhaps a mid to B split coming in. But they're going to sit and wait for a little while, see if Astralis is going to give one back.
Yeah, but look at Config. Oh, he's pushing up, though. He has a smoke and a Molotov. I was going to say, if he actually just waits, it might be even better. Crimbo taking him down, and blameF falls in the middle. So now again, a lone Astralis op player in the B bomb side with everything to do. And look at the edge here. Tizian, what a read. catching Farley, no doubt. Crimbo to get the kill, but Tizian obviously setting up the main pressure in the middle there. And Sip and Glaive can't do anything about it.
I can't believe this round just collapsed like this. And remember, we talked about it as well. If you start making Config feel a little uncomfortable and like he's not involved as much in the action, start getting him a little bit stressed and a little bit less impactful, then he can start making a few mistakes. And this is where he kind of punishes him here with that push and a 5-on-4 into Upper Dark, trying to win the round based off that piece of aggression, and it goes the other way.
Especially, I felt like with the utility that he had there, you know, MP9, if he throws down the smoke and they come through, it's a pretty good. And obviously Molotov, he could turn around if there's mid-pressure. There's a lot there to work with.
Yeah, you can use that utility to stop a mid to B split, and then obviously understanding with the SMG, you know, you're not meant to be the one making the play. You've got an AWP on platform. You're the guy there to keep that AWP safe, keep the space between the AWP and the incoming AK-47 when the execute does come in. Obviously throws away the advantage.
That's the kind of play for Config I'd be so much more on board with if they were down 4-on-5 in this round. You know, if they had lost the opening kill, and say, all right, maybe you go look for the information. But as you said, that is part of the experience of having Config on the team.
Yeah, those are the ones that you always kind of, I guess, to a certain degree, have to accept.
M4 on Glaive, looks like a lot of people in the middle. Some of them running all the way up there, but nice flick. Config out of the round. Glaive, if he could win both the fights, maybe they could take some rifles and have some kind of a round inside of this one, though. Oh, wait a minute. blameF actually able to catch Keto, who was leading the rest of the team by quite some distance, so there's no follow-up on that one. And Glaive is sneaking in, and they're not ready for it. There's Tizian going down. If they lose one more kill, and they will, syrsoN is down next. Glaive, his 11th kill, quite a different matter to what it was on
Oh, my lord.
He's doing such a good job. And Crimbo, wallbang down, and Astralis, they steal a round back.
This is a weird game. Some of these rounds that have been won by both sides have just been like, how are you winning with this kind of a loadout, this kind of weaponry?
Yeah.
That's a crazy one for Astralis to take. Just a nice standard crossfire at the B bomb site, a P250 kill. Obviously, the Glaive push up mid for the double kill is what really brought that round into Astralis' favor, but they had nothing to really work with and still snatch one out of the hands of Big. This has got to be so frustrating for Big and for Tapson, who we've seen on camera a couple times already. Gobby's had to be very active in comforting him and just keeping him calm down and focused.
Hard not to be frustrated in some of these moments because Big put in a lot of work in these rounds to get into the position where they could have, I mean, they had actually crushed the Astralis economy, and this is the round where they had, you know, this is their free win behind all the work they had done, and it gets taken away from them. And now instead they have to double and triple down and do it all over again if they want to enter the second half with a sizable lead here. 5-6 the scoreline. Started to make their way up that catwalk to put a bit of pressure on. We'll see if they can. Everyone joining in. I'm still not 100% sure. It could just be a setup for a fake and a split towards B again.
Well, they've had success at A, remember. They've been able to carve through this A defense with frequency. Farlig up close to the long double doors. Good kill from Config. Oh, follows it up with a triple spray. Farlig gets caught, but it might not even matter. Config is on one. He's having himself a game, and he's got Keto contend with. He's going to keep peeking. He's going to keep peeking for sure, and he's got that tap as well. Ducks underneath the shot.
A beautiful round. And now Crimbo was out there hiding from the monster that is Config, who's got him boxed in on the other side. Quad kill, that spray. I mean, what do you even
I want to see that. I want to see that spray again. That's not an easy spray to turn into a triple kill. Crimbo's being a jerk. He's playing to stop the ace.
Yeah, but on the other hand, he's running out of time. He might get killed after time if this keeps going. He did stop the ace, but now they're slowing it down. They're waiting for him. Kill right on top. I'm not sure which way that went, but my God. That is...
That went the way of Crimbo only having $500 in this round, so no bonus money for him. Oh, even a vertical transfer up to the second player. That's so nasty. I think Keto went for a wallbang there. Fair play as well. Tizian did say nice shot in chat.
That is an immediate reaction gift. Like, what's happening? Like, who am I even in the server with at this point?
Fast out mid. Although Crimbo's way far ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, it's trying to sneak through. Spotted by blameF, not killed, but just getting the information. The rest of them trying to make a run at it for the bomb
dear.
site. Farley, that's a little bit awkward. Looking to throw some fire at them, but brings the gun back out instead. blameF showing up. 3 kills for him all across the board, and syrsoN no chance for a bomb plant or really anything else. Gonna try and get some shots off, but it will be a 5-8 lead in favor of Astralis. They're starting to build this back up again, and I mean that one round that they managed to pick up with glaive pushing top mid.
Yeah.
That's going to be the pivotal round that's going to be talked about.
There was a nice little stretch in the middle portion of this half for Big where they got into the bomb site. They planted the bomb 5 times. They won 4 out of those 5. But ever since Astralis just snatched a round away, they've off to the races again. 3-round lead. Timeout called from Big. Their first of the map as they want to talk things over. They want to settle things down. Tizian and Tapson exchanging ideas, exchanging words.
Yeah, some of the pressure, I mean, already losing Nuke is surely heartbreaking, but the way that this is building up, 8 more rounds for Astralis, and they get to knock Big out of the tournament. Way earlier than I think a lot of people would have expected and predicted. Certainly way earlier than they would have hoped for. 13-3 on blameF, quietly catching up and even getting past Config, who is 12-6. Config, though, trying to get back, and he nearly does it. Keto gets the AK out just in time. I swear he was going to be late on that one. glaive getting caught with a nade on top, and it's a beautiful double opening here.
Yeah, and it should just be a free access to the B bomb set. They didn't see Farlake. Now, if he can muster some of the impact he had on Nuke, I don't know if it's even possible in this kind of a scenario. Molotov into the tunnels. They're going to beat it, taking a lot of damage. Good first kill. He needs more. Needs more, but Tapson out in the open. Brought down to 25 HP. Still hits a banger. And the rest of Astralis needs to head out and save the weapons. blameF and Zipix with nothing to do. Coming into IEM Cologne, Big had a 5-map win streak on Dust2. They played it every step of the way in the Rubet Cup on their way to a championship there, overtaking FaZe in the grand finals. And man, if you go out 0-2 in the play, or not 0-2, but if you go out, you know, in the play-in stage, playing Dust2 twice in some deciding series.
Yeah. Yeah, the one pocket pick that you felt like, this is where we feel very safe, like we can definitely do it here. That is tough.
Yeah, you probably never imagined it. Although there is something to be said that you play it 5 times leading into a massive event. There's a lot of footage for teams to look at to check out some tendencies.
Yeah, these are some of the hard decisions to make, not just for an in-game leader, but for a team as a whole. You know, how much is too much, and you know, balancing the predictability versus the safeness and the comfort of the team. Like,
yeah. That's why we've always talked about map pool as being so important for teams, because if you just don't feel like you have a deep map pool and you feel like you rely too much on a Dust2, let's say, just for example, hypothetical situation, then, I mean, you become easy to read in these vetoes, and you become easy to read inside the game as well.
And you have no flex. You can't even switch in. You might not be able to make the call to say, okay, let's surprise them and do something else. Yeah, that's a lot to work with right now.
Second timeout called. Gabi getting involved in the conversation with Tapson as well. Last words for the T side, trying to scrape together one more round, a 7th round, before we head into the break.
Yeah. Looks aggressive, the hand talking. Wanted to kill them, murder them, end them, destroy them,
So all of
disintegrate, just keep.
Reading the thesaurus this morning on the toilet, were you?
You know how it works. 15th round coming up. Tizian creating a distraction out long. Smoke, Molotov, all of the good stuff. Flashbangs as well to kind of keep as many people there as possible. And syrsoN was hoping for that one opening against, well, glaive actually, as it happens to be, with the second AWP on the CT side. But glaive is ready for it. syrsoN gets blown up, and there's no follow-up. The smoke will secure the bomb site. I mean, for Big, you can see this. There's a very readable strategy when you have the minimap. If they can keep 3 people along, get 1 entry on B, the round is won. But doesn't work out that way.
No, absolutely not. That's the 2nd time they've tried that play. I don't think it worked the first time either. Keto gonna cross over to Xbox with a flashbang. They've got utility. Pop flash for oh my lord.
Okay.
What a jerk.
Whatever.
Yeah. Crimbo has no idea what hit him.
Try hard.
Back to the A-bomb site we go. Farlig with the op. snags the shoulder of Tizzy, and whatever was called during the timeout, it's not panned out well. No damage has even been done to any of the Astralis players, and Big has been picked apart.
Onfig out hunting in the middle. Now tied with blameF for top kills. Tabson's on his own. And Astralis, great first half so far. They've done a lot to get to this point. 9 rounds on the ball with blameF getting the last one. And this is a terrific position to be in. Second half is coming right up, and we'll see if Astralis can actually end it here. Stay tuned.
Alright boys, stick or twist is the concept. If we think the roster should stay, we stick. If we think the roster should change, we twist.
What do you reckon about Big Clan? Because they're on something.
Let's stick with Kaito. Because they won an online event, so maybe stick with Kaito, not Paven. Sorry, man.
I'm gonna say twist. They had some role clashes with some of the players they brought in. So if they don't feel like the roles are fitting, maybe they should try something else.
What, with your current roster or with your stand-in? Oh, wow, I got some info.
We have a big roster now.
Yeah, you do, literally.
No, we are really happy to have him around, because without Quito we couldn't have played any other tournament to have him back.
They have only one problem, that's they can't show their self on LAN, and that's it. In online they're playing really good, doing what they want.
Stick.
Yeah?
Yeah, they should stick. Yeah.
Okay, well that's the thing, because also, how many more German players can we even name?
Don't think they have any options, do they? If they want to keep it German, who can they really get?
I think they are missing to play more tournaments, because like they are not in the every tournament. I think they have a good roster with Fave and Greenbow.
They won the tournament now.
Yes,
Rubet.
Yep.
So this is good for them. It's hard to actually run away from the online tag, because I think they won like 5 or 6 online tournaments. I guess they have to also prove that they are as good on LAN eventually.
Alright, so just a good tournament on LAN to get the ball rolling, and we see the confidence that Big can truly have. Alright. Yeah.
The pressure is on. Big teetering on the edge of getting knocked out of the tournament. Opening half on Dust2, the second map in this best of 3, and it is a 9-6 lead in favor of Astralis. That's terrifying.
Yeah, they're leaning out. They're staring over the edge of the cliff into the chasm. All it's going to take is one final push from Astralis. This half is everything for Big Clan. Eliminated or forcing a third map for one more challenge to be able to move on to the group stage. Quito going to get aggressive, wants to take a shot at Glaive, almost connects it onto the head. Brings him down to 76 HP. Aggression on Catwalk is neutralized by a flashbang, and great damage done to syrsoN.
And then everything slows down. Huge lead from the Big side over towards the A bomb side and long, leaving Quito alone at the back of the B bomb side with the USP. And Astralis still figuring out exactly what is going on. They have a smoke and a Molotov, so some options if they want to go for it here. There is a diffuse kit as well on Tizian in play. No smoke anymore. So we'll see. A lot of places to use that Molotov. maybe especially where syrsoN is, because he's so low on health. That would be devastating. Yeah, here we go. Goodbye, syrsoN.
I don't. That one bounces off into the site. Out mid we go. Tizian with nothing but good damage. Just you needed a kill at that point. Bombs down on the ground. Keto with a couple kills. There's that lack of smoke in the spawn choke point. blameF falls next in config. Everything to do in the Glock. Not doing enough damage for Astralis. Big take the pistol.
Oh, I thought for sure they were gonna toss it into Goose instead. You're right. It did bounce into the bomb site. syrsoN, he must have heard that, the sound when it's come to the
please no.
And he comes back for more. All right, they try to use it as a bit of a fake to go out middle instead to win that fight, and they win it. They did. Tamsin is fired up. I love Tamsin when with that war cry of his.
Yeah,
it looks amazing
when he gets pumped.
7-9. This is really Big's home map. This is where we know they can do so much work. And right now they need to prove it, and they need to remember exactly how good they've been in the past on this one. Couple of Tech-9s, couple of Eagles, and a scout onto Glaive. So nothing here in the round for Astralis. Got to respect it if you're on the Big side, because right now you cannot afford to lose any of these rounds.
No, you can't. You really, you have to think too, in this kind of a game, you can't even afford to lose any weapons in a round like this. You have to think that all those like little small mistakes, all those random FAMAS that's dropped by an overpeak in a round like this, it's all going to add up at the end of the day. 9-7. Farlig takes a decent amount of damage. Crimbo's coming in with a flank through lower dark, and he's going to let blameF pass. A little bit of trigger discipline, but doesn't need to rush anything because his teammates are handling business. And now he's in prime position for a pair of kills.
Yeah, super well done. Nice and cool on the side of Crimbo. And you're right, that trigger discipline, it was one of those things where if you just panic at the moment, sometimes someone will swing back with a deagle, come running at you, and it'll be the end. 9-8. You can almost sense the emotion on the Big side, can't you?
Yeah. You could see Gabi how much every single kill means behind that team. Should get a little bit of a breather here for Big's defense, as Astralis doesn't have really anything to play with. Only one player with armor, only 1 to 2 players with upgraded pistols.
Good nades, good slow down. MP9 is creeping close to the wall, and when it swings, yeah, every single one. Tizian getting to 10 kills, but they have a couple of players on that side. syrsoN, the other one that hasn't really been activated too much yet into this game. I'd really love to see some of those players start to wake up a bit more, because on the other side, it's blameF, it's Config, it's Glaive right now. 3 of them playing really well. That's so hard to stop. That could continue to be a problem for sure. So they need an answer of their own on the Big side, no doubt. syrsoN are what, 6 kills? And before this round, Tizian had 6 or 7 too.
Yeah. Well, let's see how this first gun round goes. Farlig gonna lead the way, sprays down Tamsin. Good headshot, Tamsin was blind. Follow-up nades come in. Neutralize Farlig, but Config is there for the save. That's his 16th kill of the map so far, and we have a 5-on-3.
And a very questionable position for Keto to be in right here, given the amount of Molotovs. Not just that's already on them, but that's actually on the ground because of the 2 kills out there.
Oh,
Config
my Lord.
finding more headshots. What a ridiculous character. Crimbo, 1 versus 5. M4A1 in hand, battling for his life against the entire Astralis team. He's going to take one of them down first, but yeah, too many targets on the other side. And Astralis winning this round with some ease, 10-9.
Now they were going up against some FAMAS. They were going up against a scout as well that was saved in the previous round, so a stronger buy coming in for Big in this next upcoming round. But that's going to be a lot of the money that gets chewed into. Keto's left on $0. It's an immediate double ops setup for Big's defensive side.
I actually like that. So interested. This is a little bit risky. Oh, syrsoN. This is the kind of syrsoN that I love, but this is also risky. Oh, and he misses the shot. That's not the kind of syrsoN I love anyway, Jason. I'll take it back.
Yeah.
Oh, I want him to play that way because I've seen him do it so many times.
I think, unfortunately, I mean, like, the crazy thing is, like, I mean, look, that's a shot we expect most oppers to hit. We expect him to hit it quite frequently, but even if he hits it, that's, like, at best a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah.
He was locked in. He wasn't really going anywhere after that.
might be one of those. Maybe one of those poker logic situations where it's like, I remember syrsoN winning, you know, 1v2s and 3s like that. Maybe syrsoN does too. You're like, I remember last time I played this and I got like everything that I needed. It's like, yeah, well, over 100 rounds like that, you know, that's not going to be the majority, is it?
Where's DDK when you need to talk about plus EV plays? blameF in lower dark on the stairs. Keto just give up the angle with that AWP, but he knows one is close. Farlig's got his back as Crimbo tries to make a late play for a flank into lower, and Config still challenging. Of course he is.
Yeah, happy to take that fight along with an AK. blameF, another one with a missed shot here, and it's done for Keto, but he's going to be able to catch the shoulder of Config. They know that, well, now there's a second open play. 20 seconds on the clock, and another headshot for Config. syrsoN has to do it all on his own. If he could have won that fight, though, he would have won the round right then and there. But now they run for it, and they will be able to get the bomb plant down. Config, not even needed. He gets the headshot, super ranged. Against the sniper, you would have assumed he'd lose that fight every single time, but he's just built different. 11-9.
Config's not losing this game. With the way he's playing at this moment, he is refusing to lose. Some of these shots he's hitting over the smoke at long into the 8 bomb site. Had that transfer a few rounds back. In the first half, he had that triple kill transfer as well. It's just one of those games you don't beat Config.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's hard to deal with.
I don't know what to tell you. It wasn't quite this bad on Nuke. He was being impactful, right? But he wasn't unstoppable. This feels like he's starting to build into an unstoppable nature. Lined up against the wall, blameF gets the first kill blind. It's Config, but he's forced off the angle. Does Astralis really want to come back and challenge this?
They really don't want to give up that AK, I think, is the problem. They're not giving it up easy. Config back with the headshots. Swings for it here. Yep, sees a couple more. Oh, Tizzy, and that is a smooth kill. Gonna slow down Config, well, at least for a round. The thing is as well, when you see Config play like this, that also almost becomes the foundation for the incredible disappointment you get when it's not like this. It's almost, you know, the other side you think, but I've just seen you, you know, take every fight and win, you know, double, triple kills almost every round. You wanted to keep going. Astralis, though, they are 4 rounds away from knocking Big out.
This is far earlier in the half than Big wanted to be kind of knocked off their feet. Yeah. Timeout is called, their 3rd of the map so far. 12-9. They want to talk things over. Big is going to have a solid buy here. Plenty of money. syrsoN cash for the AWP, but he better come alive, as you referenced a couple of times.
Yeah, and he's been trying. We've seen it throughout. We saw it on Nuke maybe once or twice. He had a couple of positions on Nuke where he was pushing forward, trying to play, almost like trying to get himself hyped up in the game, which is the style that I really like. But then it doesn't work, and he falls back, and he's way more defensive. I would say definitely at this point not enough impact to stand up to what's on the other side, which is a Config clocking in at 23 kills. He was amazing in the first half, but he's hit another level now that he's on the T side. It's just so hard to deal with.
Look at this buy that Big has come out with. They could have invested way more, but they choose to keep it relatively reasonable with syrsoN's AWP, P250 on tamsON, Deagle on Keto. He each got about mid-2000s in the bank. Crimbo even dropping down to the SMG. So they've put together a dangerous and powerful buy, but not everything. There's another missed shot from syrsoN. That's not what you want to see. Tizian's up next. That doesn't land either. And oh boy.
They probably need to fall back right away. Config's fighting them down in the middle before they even get a chance to make up their minds. tamsON's going to get caught, so everything is wiped out except for Crimbo's AK. Astralis have some money. I mean, 10,000 almost on SIP. They could probably send a couple of people out to look for a Crimbo if they really wanted to.
Oh yeah, but here's the scary thing is when Big was kind of dominating on Nuke in the first half, you could have the conversation of like, look, it's not looking good, but at least Config's got like 12, 13, 14 kills. He's having some impact. He's creating some opportunities. Here at the moment, with Astralis taking control of this second half of Dust2 so far, you don't have that same you don't have that same but statement to give Big. It's like you'd love to be able to say, oh, but Crimbo is still doing great, or oh, but syrsoN is nailing some shots with the AWP. None of that's happening at the moment. None of these win conditions for Big have shown themselves at all in the past 4 rounds.
No,
Astralis just 3 rounds away from the group stage, 3 rounds away for sending Big packing and grabbing this AK-47 right at the close.
Yeah,
it gets worse.
it does get a little bit worse. There's always a way to make it worse.
Yeah. Good shooting from glaive. He had a rough map on Nuke as well. 18 kills here, good for second place in fragging on the team.
Yeah, like you said on Nuke, and I think this is something that's really worth keeping in mind. It's that ability for an individual to get themselves back in the game mentally. glaive already did it on Nuke. Ended it with 3 kills in a clutch at the end of the first half on Nuke, but then actually, you know, got a decent scoreline. Maybe not amazing, but enough to help the team out. And now here we go, ready and fired up again.
And that's also where you'd kind of pin some of the inexperience of Big, as Gabi has mentioned a number of times. We need to get them more experience at these big stage matches, more experience at these big, deep tournament runs. And that's what you sometimes miss without that experience.
He saw that. And I don't think Primbo did. He wanted to go back and peek Keto, hoping that Molotov is going to be enough, but they're coming through. They smoke it off on the other side, and here is the jump. Nice enough tracking from Keto and a really respectable double kill. Then, unfortunately, just only sets them up for a 3-on-3 in a very, very difficult retake. Also, because you're running out of rounds, you feel like you almost have to, but at the same time, if you go for it and throw away the rifles, it might be the end.
Oh, that's a huge find. I'll tell you what, thank God he got that, because that double kill over in Cubby might have set them up for a heartbreaking retake where they could have lost everything. That 3v3 probably felt really doable. Now, you certainly go for this in the 3-on-2. One kit on taps, and they're shuffling utility to set this up.
There's the first flash, second one coming in. Config pre-firing, he can't hit anything. Farlig alone and trapped in the corner, and it's a perfect retake. Nicely done. Deep flashes as well to catch him all the way back there. They needed that so badly on the big side.
Yeah, they really did. I think that 3v3 would have been a disaster if they went for the retake. That would have been very, very, almost insurmountable at that B bomb site. But a 3-on-2, syrsoN hitting a shot through the smoke, which is, you know, kind of funny considering we've seen him miss a couple, you know, easy shots, but the one through the smoke he nails.
They really, this has to be again, the springboard to get back into this game mentally. It's not a lot, but it's something to work with, right?
Yeah, well, and you're going to get the final timeout called from Big as well. So there's no more chances to slow the game down. No more chances for Gabi to have a conversation, pass over any ideas. You can bet he's going to spend the rest of this map thinking up things in his head that he could say, that he could do to get his team on the right foot, and just won't be able to contribute in any meaningful way. glaive having his conversation with the team. And to add something a little bit more painful for Big, there's a lot of money built up on the Astralis attack. 4,400 on blameF, 5,400 on Farlig, 4,000 on Zipex. So you're gonna have to win a number of rounds before you get the luxury of going up against a softer buy. Once again, Big has gone into a double AWP setup. Keto with one, syrsoN with the other.
Money is still really decent on Astralis in spite of that last round, so they can bind this one, they can bind the next one too. So the road ahead of Big is not going to be the easy one for sure. No AWP though in play on the Astralis side, so that's something to at least be a little bit happy about. syrsoN trying again to make this aggressive play, and this time it'll work in lower dark. Taking down glaive can't be easy when you've missed a couple of shots and you feel like you're not having that much of an impact, but...
And also with some of those missed shots, on some level you probably start feeling a little bit responsible for some of the struggles that your team's going through.
Sure, yeah.
So Astralis going to readjust across the map. They had everyone in upper dark, now rotating them back around towards the long cave. Config all on his own. If he hit that shot, I quit.
That's old Keto. It's like just exiting console immediately, not even interested. Here we go. Flash is coming out. They're going to try and see if they can take this long one, but syrsoN, the timing is perfect for it. Still out there, but they haven't really made much headway. It's going to be one more kill for syrsoN, make it a triple, and Farlig out of the round. Sip all the way back here, but I don't know what to really do at this point in time. He's going to get the headshot on one of them. syrsoN, he keeps going. Quad kill, and there it is. He picks up the ace, having almost no impact in the game. He gets an AWP ace to get Big to 11 rounds.
And shows the same amount of emotion as always.
Oh, yeah.
Just chilling. Nice shooting from syrsoN. Nice moving across the map. Opening kill, blind timing here. Nothing really to talk about too much. Just some very solid shots from syrsoN. Astralis going to have another buy in their pocket. Still some money even to invest moving forward.
Oh, no. Well, Nope, it's all good.
It's all good.
We
We're just playing this round 4-on-4.
Yeah, there's balance in the universe.
And the force. syrsoN, I don't think he realizes how close Config is, who's going to step in front of the Molotov. He's aware of the possibility.
This is the kind of play that makes Config such a liability and also such a danger to play against. Sneaking through, he's so deep in here, but flashbang is amazing. What a setup. They needed that, and it's great that they were aware too, that they, you know, when you play against Config, you have to think that that kind of thing can happen.
Did he, I don't even know if he realized that was like a flashbang, or he didn't even try and turn away from that whatsoever. He just ate it full force, but man, I felt like he was making a great play. And you're right, I mean, in another world, he kills syrsoN. In another world, he kills Tizian, and then the round is on. And that is probably the best way to demonstrate, you know, some of the rounds that Config is going to give you. This one, it just kind of falls short.
Again, they could Molotov Crimbo back here, so we'll see if that's going to put some pressure on him. Certainly will. Flashing himself into the fight. A little bit low on health already, but what a flashbang it was. Double kill for him and nearly a triple. Sip left on 22 health. That'll get them the round. 12 on the board and big. They're marching back into the game. They're actually putting something together now, finally.
Timeout called. Third timeout for Astralis. Big have none left.
That is kind of a difficult flash to set up for Crimbo in terms of he has to stand in the fire to do it, and yeah, that's just, there's a lot of work with them.
And if you're on the other side of things and you don't see anyone coming out of that Molotov for 2-3 seconds while he's setting up that flash, you just think it's clear, you think it's empty, so you take your eyes away, you don't get worried about a flashbang popping over. Great timing from Crimbo, hugely impactful multi-kill. Big just one round away from tying things up. Astralis have a little bit of a chat about how they want to invest their money here, but there's nothing too special about it. Big, it took them 3 rounds straight to grind down the Astralis economy, and they've finally done it. And the reward could be a tied scoreline at the end of this.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Big lose 1 or 2 of these rounds so far. They cannot lose another one here. They have to, this has to be an easy round where they just clean it up, get tied up, and, you know, start to build their own back a lot more. So far, so good. Out on long. Double kill for syrsoN, who's all the way up at 16 now.
And he had like 7 just a few rounds ago. So you said you wanted more impact. You're getting it delivered here from syrsoN. And it's no coincidence that they're about to rattle off 4 rounds in a row to go along with that level of play from syrsoN.
I've been waiting all day yesterday for syrsoN.
Yeah, 36 hours.
Yeah. It's worse than waiting for Godot, Jason. Obscure.
Very obscure.
17 kills on blameF here with the Tech9 currently in hand, but not a lot they could do right now. Some economic damage is always helpful. A bomb plant would be amazing, but getting the bomb down in a 2-on-5 is, I don't know, it's going to require a little bit of magic, and not even close. Sip hoping to land a headshot on anyone, but they're playing pretty safe right now. syrsoN able to close out the round. Easy shot on that one. And we're all tied up, 13-13. For Big, this is a chance for redemption. This is a chance to get to the 3rd map overpass, I believe, to try and keep fighting and secure a spot in the group stage. And if they cannot do that, they're going to get knocked out here instead, and that would be devastating.
Astralis has fallen a little bit flat. Another gun round for them. They get to reinvest a good amount of cash.
Suspicious smoke.
Oh, it should put the alarm bells in for these players, but they actually can't make it into the tunnel. Oh, syrsoN's jumping up against the wall. He can't. Oh, he's going for the boost. I take it all back, exactly as designed, but gonna back away.
Yeah, for a minute I thought he was just humping the wall as well. What is happening? But no,
that's not what he was doing, surprisingly. All right, Crimbo playing behind the double doors. Play will have heard that. Known one's close.
Everything on the line. Now they have some back behind them here, Big, so they can, at least this is the other thing, they can keep the fight up if they lose this round.
Uh-oh.
Sip. Remember, the syrsoN is warmed up a bit more now, so if you swing against him, you might end up losing that fight.
With that deep angle towards in the cave as well, they can have 2 defenders back at the railing of the A bomb site.
You know what's so crazy? This isn't even This isn't. I think this is still pretty much 50% syrsoN at this point in time. It's not even close to the peak level of what he can actually do with the AWP. So if they can get there, it's going to be even more impressive.
I think Astralis is going to try and force a mid to B split, and I think Big knows it. Look at the two defenders of the B bomb site. They're complete outside of the site. Crimbo and Keto trying to find the timing of when Astralis was going to pull the trigger on the split, and they just missed it, which means Astralis is going to have a free avenue out. 23 seconds. Smoke started being deployed now. Both of them towards Car and Cubby.
And no grenades. They cannot slow this down. They have nothing to hold it with, just the rifles. And it's good so far. Keto, what a double kill. They absolutely need this. Everything rides on it. A third one for Keto. Crimbo is there, backs to the wall, and they make it a flawless defense. Astralis running like there was a smoke up in that door, not expecting for anyone to be there. 14 rounds on the side of Big.
Oh, this is wild. I can't believe they held it.
Looking.
Yeah, no one. I mean, the first one, yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what the Astralis protocols would be coming up on that, but no utility into that B bomb site from either side, really. No flashbangs bombing over whatsoever.
Yeah.
What a great hold. This is now, what, 4 or 5 straight for Big? Back in control, back in the lead, 14-13.
I have so many questions about that round for Astralis that there's so much I can't figure. Like you said, there could have been a smoke there, could have been flashes going over, could have been any number of things, but they just ran right into traffic, as it were. 3 Tech-9s, a Deagle, a Glock to try and hold on to this. Big are definitely about to be on map point here. On the other side, 2 AKs waiting. They need pretty much both entry kills immediately, Astralis, to make this around. And look at the crossfire that's been set up here. Keto continuing from the last round. Another triple. Well, Crimbo this time taking one of them, but 15-13. The comeback is amazing right now for Big. A 1 round away from securing that 3rd map. What a sigh of relief they're going to have if they can get there.
And I'll tell you what, if they end up winning this map and going and taking us to overpass on the 3rd, I can't think of any way for like the switch to flip on for syrsoN to just say, wow, the impact I had powered this team to get back into this game. Once I started getting that ace, once I started hitting these shots and just hitting basic shots, it all fell into the place for the team and we came right back on Dust2. That should be the spurring moment that lets him deliver things consistently like this.
And another map where you can have a huge impact
with the AWP. And Gabi hyping up the whole crowd, or the whole team. Running up and down the line, giving high fives out. Glaive and Astralis need 2 rounds to force overtime. Still a chance to eliminate Big. Still a chance to book a ticket to the group stage in this map.
There is. Been trying this play a couple of times. I think one time they spotted somebody. Double setup. Quick look down into lower dark syrsoN. But here's the flashbang, and he peeks, and he's warmed up. blameF gone immediately. Glaive sneaking out into the middle, but syrsoN has got the angle. He's already holding it. Keto's going to go check out here, make sure there's no boost on the other side. Still waiting in the middle, no battle really happening there. syrsoN, he must have seen something. The
op barrel sticking out. But you have to say, good read from Astralis, good read from Farlake. That rotation been made by syrsoN a number of times on this map. They were ready for it, just didn't realize he could be spotted through the smoke. I just don't think there's enough HP any longer on Glaive to really make this round doable. This is essentially a 2-on-4.
Yeah, practically. And you would deep breath on Big here, right? They have the man advantage. They have all the guns. They just need to not throw anyone away. So see if they can position themselves nicely. You can see tabseN's moving down the middle to be a little bit closer to Crimbo in case things go wrong over there.
There's an odd timing here for tabseN, where for a while he's going to be the, or not tabseN, excuse me, Crimbo is the only one at this B bomb site.
Yeah, but because of how low they are, though, it could be a very, very quick multi-spray down. We'll see. If they throw the grenades too early, they're going to alert everyone else, so they have to move pretty close before they go for it. There's the first one, but it doesn't touch him at all. He's not impacted by it. Crimbo, the spray transfer, it's nearly good enough. It'll be Config on his own. The nade, is it going to land on him? Oh, he takes him down before, and Big! They get the 3rd map. Overpass secured. They live a little while longer. What a comeback.
And you can see tabseN there immediately hustling over to syrsoN, trying to put a smile on his face and trying to tell him this win was all you. We just needed one more map. We just need it on overpass. Big are back in this series. Headed to a break. When we come back, we're eliminating someone.